For months, I have been looking forward to today, the 5th of November. I was scheduled to be on a plane to Iran as a member of FOR, Fellowship of Reconciliation, but it all fell apart for me 4 days ago. And the disappointing thing is I'm not going to get to meet my Iranian media colleagues this year, nor have my interview with President Ahmadinejad. First thing I wanted to discuss more fully with the president was what Professor Virginia Tilley explained in 2006. I quote, "In his October 2005 speech, Mr. Ahmadinejad never used the word map or the term wiped off. According to Farsi language expert Juan Cole, what he actually said was, this regime that is occupying Jerusalem must vanish from the page of time." In his speech to the annual anti-Zionist conference, Mr. Ahmadinejad was being prophetic, not threatening. He was citing Imam Khomeini, who said this line in 1980s, a period when Israel was actually selling arms to Iran and not viewed so ghastly then. Mr. Ahmadinejad had just reminded his audience that the Shah's regime, Soviet Union, and Saddam Hussein had all seemed enormously powerful and immovable, yet the first two had vanished almost beyond recall, and at the time the third languished in prison. His message was, in essence, this too shall pass. I also wanted to present President Ahmadinejad with all three of my books, but instead of me on a plane on my way to Iran on the 5th of November, my books are. Also on a plane, but to Berlin, is a box of my third book, Mordechai VANUNU'S Freedom of Speech Trial and My Life as a Muckraker. Their destination is to the artist and singer Nina Hagen, who is also a member of the International League of Human Rights. In October, the International League for Human Rights awarded VANUNU the 2010 Karl von Ossietzky Medal and launched an international campaign to assure VANUNU be at that award ceremony in Berlin, where he will receive it on December 12th. Nina's latest release is called Personal Jesus, and it's great, but my favorite personal track is All You Fascists Bound to Lose. Nina will be singing the gospel to hundreds of thousands throughout Germany, Switzerland, and Italy in the spirit of Karl von Ossietzky and raising awareness about VANUNU. Karl von Ossietzky was a journalist and German pacifist, and he resisted the Nazis and was convicted of high treason and espionage. VANUNU told the truth about Israel's weapons of mass destruction program in 1986, was convicted of treason and espionage, did 18 years, most all in solitary, and has been under 24/7 surveillance ever since. The other thing I wanted to discuss with President Ahmadinejad is the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I don't know if Iran is a signatory or not, but Israel's very statehood was contingent upon upholding it, and Article 13.2 affirms everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country. I also want to discuss with the President Dr. Avner Cohen's latest release, The Worst Kept Secret, Israel's Bargain with the Bomb. In an interview with Haaretz, Cohen said that in a 1969 meeting between Golda Meir and Nixon, the United States and most of the Western world agreed to accept Israel's nuclear status. Israel didn't join the Non-Proliferation Treaty, but it received special status. Ambiguity is the Israeli-American policy. Without the West's agreement, there would be no ambiguity. And on the most basic and deepest level, ambiguity is simply not enlightened behavior, not in terms of the state's citizens and not in foreign relations. And the bitter irony is that right now, ambiguity serves the interest of Israel's rival. Iran has created its own version of ambiguity, not the concealment of its project, but rather ambiguity with regard to the distinction separating possession and non-possession of nuclear weapons. Iran is a state of ambiguity. But what is not ambiguous, but most explicit, is that the only way Vanunu harms Israel is with bad PR, and the longer they deny him his right to leave the state, the greater his legend will grow. Among the things I expose in my book prove that Israel's leaders neglect the basic fundamental teachings of Judaism, which are based on justice and mercy. I also write about the security failures that made it even possible for Vanunu to shoot those 2 rolls of film, and it is security's ongoing vindictiveness and cruelty towards him that have been raining down upon him for 24 years. In 1987, from Ashkelon prison, Vanunu wrote, "The passive acceptance and complacency with regard to the existence of nuclear weapons anywhere on Earth is the disease of society today. This struggle is not only a legitimate one, it's a moral, inescapable struggle. No government, not even the most democratic, can force us to live under this state. This issue should unite us all, because this is our real enemy. Is any government qualified and authorized to produce such weapons?" In 2005, Vanunu told me, "When I became the spy for the world, I did it for the people of the world. If governments do not report the truth, if the media does not report the truth, all we can do is follow our conscience." I followed my conscience too, and that is why I wrote my 3rd book, and I have no doubt that if Israel had been just and merciful and let Vanunu leave the state in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, I wouldn't be talking about him now. So let us all remember the 12th of December, and keep your eyes on Berlin. Power to the peaceful. In solidarity, we will change the world.